Hello, class. Welcome to the final exam. Hello, Dr. Wasiloff. Today I'm going to be doing a presentation on the analysis of stress data in R and JASP. Looking over the agenda, we're going to give you a little bit of an introduction, introduce what module I selected during the course of the semester. We're going to be looking at EDA, also known as explanatory data analysis. Look at statistical testing, discuss modeling and interpretation, discuss comparison of R and JASP, and conclusion. Introduction. So the objective here is we're going to be analyzing the stress in therapy that looks at the different stress levels at various stages during therapy. Some background, the data set I selected was from Module 10. Again, this was a random data set that I selected based on the coursework, and I found, this particular module pretty interesting. Tools demonstrated are as follows. R, this is used for detailed, customizable analysis and representation. For JASP, this is used for quick, out-of-the-box analysis. In comparison, both R and JASP I do recommend to use when dealing with complex statistical data, as they have the ability to present data using charts and graphs that will help us analyze and visualize. For basic functionality, Excel and Google Sheets should be used for everyday usage. Let's look at let's discuss EDA here. So we're going to be looking at box plots and scatter plots, and these are used to identify patterns and outliers. And in comparison of EDA and R, we're going to be looking at the G-plot versus JASP. So again, using Module 10, the stress level, I'm going to discuss, the two charts in more detail and what we found during the analysis. So starting with JASP, as you can see here, this is they call this rain cloud plots. The stress level, as you can see, is on the x-axis. This shows us the different, points before, during, and after the therapy checkpoints. And on the y-axis, you could see here, the checkpoints there. Looking at the color coding, again, we see here the purple represents the lower stress levels compared to the green and orange that are for higher stress levels. So during therapy, as you go through the different, checkpoints, it should go ahead and improve over time, one session after another. Moving to the right, again, we created, we looked at the same data and created, the chart in R. So in R, this was more a customizable visualization, also known as a ggplot. So in JASP, this is an automated visualization. Again, as you can see here, the findings, we went ahead and actually looked at both sexes, females being on the left and then males being on the right. And you can see here, based on the color coding, the red represents the before therapy, the green represents the mid therapy point, and then the blue is the after. So based on that, as you can see, per findings, we found that, females had a higher stress levels during mid therapy, while males had a higher stress initially, which decreased over time. Next, we're going to talk about the statistical testing. So using the t-test in Innovia, the t-test, this compares the two different groups, example, the stress levels between the different therapy stages. And in Innovia, this compares across multiple groups included in the JASP. Again, there was two files that were given to us in JASP. The first one, the stress-wide JASP, and then the stress groups wide. Looking at the right, you can see here, this is a little bit of a chart. So, these results show us the repeated measures of inovia that were found at the time of therapy on the stress level. So, F2A, comma 18, as you can see, those are the sum of squares. The p-value here was 0.003. Okay. So specifically, what we found is, post hoc test, the stress levels were significantly lower after therapy than before and during therapy. Looking at the outputs, this highlight the interpretations like the p-values and other relevant measures. Looking at how the different p-values compare in question 1 and question 2 of module 10. In question 1, we found that the p-value was 0.003 versus, question 2 at 0.39. Again, here's another chart here. So in this table, this represents a mixed design of Novia. It found no significant main effect, between the interaction of therapy and sex. Specifically, males, tended to have much lower stress levels after therapy, whereas females ended up with the higher stress levels after therapy. And again, if we go back to the previous, slide, we could see the two different charts in JASP and R. So this actually, gives us the results we're looking for. Um, Next, I'm going to be talking a little bit about the coefficient table. So interpreting this coefficient table is as follows. The baseline stress levels, high and statistical significant. The mid-therapy stress levels, no significant change from the baseline. And then the post-therapy stress level, again, there's no significant change from the baseline as well. So in summary, the therapy sessions mid and post, as you can see here, didn't significantly affect the stress levels compared to the baseline. Now looking at modeling and interpretation, looking at the regression analysis, this presents regression models to uncover relationships in the data. As we interpret this, the significant levels and model insight is as follows. Key takeaways for the decision making. Well, the p-values for the coefficient is not significant. It's not less than 0.5. And also the mid and post therapy points are not strong indicators. They consider all the therapy levels for better insight. And using the graphs we saw earlier, it gives us a better visualization of the data. Now looking at modeling and interpretation, again, um, um, this presents the regression models to uncover relationships in the data. Again, significance levels and models. Key takeaways, the p-values is for the coefficient is not significant. It's not less than 0.5. And the mid and most and post therapy points are not strong indicators. They consider all different levels for better insight. In comparing of R and JASP, there is some strength and limitations, and I'm going to briefly discuss that. So looking at R, it's an in-depth analysis and customization. Um, Again, R, think of R as, anytime you're dealing with any coding, that's really the tool you want to go ahead and use. You could customize things more and tailor it based on your needs and what you're trying to do. And then JASP, this is quick, easy, and automated, right? Plug and play approach. Okay, so when should we use each tool? Well, in R, again, it's for detailed customizable analysis. When you need to perform advanced statistical analysis, such as regression modeling, time series analysis, or machine learning. Throughout the course, we've done multiple exercises. Some were R, some were JASP, some were a combination of both. In R2, the ggplot2 package allows for highly customizable and sophisticated visualization. Also, there's a lot of other, packages that were set up too based on R. Now looking at JASP, again, this is for a quick and straightforward analysis. Um, I personally, I like using both. With JASP, it's plug and play, right? I mean, they give you a data set, whether it's a CSV or an Excel, you go ahead and open it, and bam, you're able to see your data there, and you can analyze it any way you want. So JASP, it offers, a plug and play interface, making it accessible for the end for any user. And also in JASP, it's designed for statistical analysis with built-in tests like t-tests, ANOVA, and Bayesian analysis. In conclusion, as we recap the data set selected on the stress and therapy, well, there is a difference in stress levels between males and females undergoing therapy. Um, the importance of the ESA, this gives us the statistical testing and modeling for the actionable decision making. And it gave us the different points of therapy and what we found based on the data provided. It also highlights key points for the box plots in R. Females. They have a higher stress levels observed during mid therapy, where males have a higher initial stress levels and decrease over the course of therapy. Thank you. Again, I enjoyed this class. It's been very interesting, very informative, and definitely, I do see myself using both, a combination of R and JASP in my workplace too. So thank you for the opportunity. It's been a great semester. Have a great day. Happy holidays. Thank you.